Hey guys, let's watch TV. I wonder what's on.
I think there's something on the History Channel about the Russian Tsars.
Today on the History Channel, we will be learning about the Russian Tsars. The first Russian Tsar was Peter the Great. He brought Europeanization from the West. Peter the Great moved away from old ideas in Moscow, and he also developed St. Petersburg.
I wanted more Western ideas, so I built my summer palace based on Versailles.
Peter the Great also adopted European dress.
No more beards!
He sent students west to study.
Go west!
He also created the state service.
From now on, everyone will work for the state, even landowners. All serfs have to build for the state. I'm also building a regime of autocracy, orthodoxy, serfdom, and bureaucracy.
Because of this, Russia became a power in Europe and expanded into the Baltic. The next influential Tsar was Catherine the Great. She ruled from 1762 to 1796. A German and wife of Peter III, she admired ideas of enlightenment.
I didn't get along with my husband, and when he was mysteriously assassinated, I took the throne. During my reign, there was a serf revolt called Pugachev's Revolt that I needed the help of the nobility to put down.
This led to the 1785 Charter of the Nobility. It recognized rights and privileges of the nobility, tax exemptions, no military service, and gave the nobility total control over state and serfs. We'll now move on to Alexander I, Tsar from 1801 to 1825. He was a pseudo-liberal. He was a thinker but had little action.
I promote education, religious tolerance, and relaxed censorship. My greatest international feat was at the Congress of Vienna, where I got Polish land and Finland.
Next we have Nicholas I, who took power after his older brother Alexander I died without having a child. His other brother Constantine was very popular with the army, which led to the Decembrist revolt.
We want Constantine! We want Constantine! We want...
No! There will be no more power threats to the throne. From now on, everyone must submit and obey, and we will have a secret police known as the Third Section that will arrest any liberals.
In 1833, he introduced a program of orthodoxy, autocracy, and nationality, which acted as guiding principles to the regime.
From now on, everyone must show loyalty to my unrestricted authority, to the traditions of the Russian Orthodox Church, and to the Russian language. The Church will have more power over education, and I will have absolute political power. Also, I'm enforcing a policy of Russification, where all must conform to the Russian language, religion, culture, and customs.
Throughout his reign, Nicholas exhibited his lack of tolerance towards liberalism. From the start, he limited liberties through the constitutional monarchy in Poland.
In 1831, the Polish November uprisings broke out, but I sent troops which soon crushed the rebellion. Then I abrogated the Polish constitution and reduced Poland to the status of a province. I embarked on a policy of repression toward Catholics, and in the 1840s, I reduced 64,000 Polish nobles to commoner status. Then, in 1849, I suppressed the Hungarians. I intervened on the behalf of the Habsburgs to suppress the rebellions. Now, it's March 2nd, 1855, and Russia is in the Crimean War trying to get the Dardanelles.
But on March 2nd, he died. Alexander II started his reign in 1855. He spent the first year of his reign devoted to the Crimean War, and he ended the war on unfavorable peace terms. The country was exhausted from war. There was corruption, bribery, and theft everywhere. Following popular opinion, he led a very liberal reign.
I westernized based on Europe. I wanted the intelligentsia support, so I allowed travel outside Russia, I unenforced censorship, and I allowed the foundation of newspapers.
He was called Alexander the Liberator.
It's 1861, and you serfs are emancipated.
Yay!
Yes.
Now it's 1864, and I just passed an edict westernizing the legal system. Now you have to pass a test to become a judge.
Oh no. Dang.
I established self-government, centrals, and dumas. The Universal Military Service Act of 1874 reorganized the army and established universal conscription.
I think I'm going to join the army.
I completely suppressed Poland, executing hundreds after the January uprisings. The Poles were excluded from liberal policies, and I banned the Polish language. However, I encouraged the autonomy of Finland.
The Russian revolutionaries opposed the reforms.
I'm Dmitry Karakozov, and I'm going to try and kill the Tsar in 1866.
And I'm Alexander Soloviev, and I'm going to try to kill the Tsar in 1879.
But I'm a member of the People's Will, a secret society determined to kill the Tsar, and we will succeed on March 13th, 1881.
Next up, we have Alexander III. He reigned from 1881 to 1894.
My father was a liberal, and that got him killed. So I'm going to make sure that my regime will be a brutal resistance of liberals and revolutionaries. And I want to return to orthodoxy, nationalism, and autocracy. The secret police and censorship were very strict under my regime.
I'm a revolutionary.
Exiled! People's will, you're over. Hey, are you Jewish?
Yes?
Persecution and resettlement.
No.
From now on, we will have Russification. Poles, Ukrainians, Lithuanians, and Muslims, and all other nationalities will face forcible assimilation. The chief promoter of this is Pobyedonos Stev, the procurator of the Holy Synod of the Russian Orthodox Church.
Westernization is stupid. Slavs had a national character. Russia should reflect a church-like community.
Alexander III died in 1894 of nephritis. Nicholas II came to power in 1894. Similar to Louis XVI, he came to power when the country was in ruins and he was not qualified to save it. Nicholas and Alexandra were the last Romanovs.
My name is Alexandra, and my poor baby has hemophilia.
I am Rasputin.
Rasputin! Rasputin, from now on, you're our closest advisor.
The public saw Rasputin as a crazy person, and at some point he was accused of raping women. Because of this, their relationship tarnished the image of the crown. Nicholas II was disliked. Nicholas II was influenced by his tutor, Pobyedonos Stev, who was narrow-minded, autocratic, and Slavophilic.
I believe in the single Russian ideal. I believe that all ideas that question autocracy, orthodoxy, or the great Russian nationalism are un-Russian and have no place in my country.
The public continued to lose faith in the monarchy. In 1904, the dismal efforts of the Russian army led to the loss of Port Arthur.
What?
Workers, I'm Father Gapon. And we should not lose faith in the little father. I'm planning a march to go ask for workers' rights. Let's go!
But the Tsar was not at the palace. He was on the front. The soldiers panicked, and they started to attack. Bang, bang! This event was known as Bloody Sunday. All the public discontent led to the revolution of 1905. The St. Petersburg Soviet, led by the Mensheviks, declared a great general strike in October of 1905.
We refuse to work!
This led the Tsar to create the October Manifesto, where he promised a constitution, civil liberties, and a Duma elected by all classes.
I was able to stay in power because I divided the opposition through the October Manifesto. And I had also had promised the Duma, but through the fundamental laws, which meant I could dissolve the Duma whenever I want, and Article 87, which meant that I could rule without the consent of the Duma, that meant that I could stay in power and have autocratic power.
Ugh, the Tsar is so incapable in war.
I know. First we got destroyed at Tannenberg, and then we got destroyed at Manchurian Lakes. I don't even trust the government anymore.
Yeah, I really hope I don't get conscripted because there's 2 guns for every 3 soldiers.
He won't even provide munitions.
The Zemstvos Union demands a Duma, and they assembled it on November 1916.
I closed the Duma and increased repression.
Although the Tsar disbanded the Duma set up an executive committee to take charge. This executive committee then set up the provisional government on March 14th under Prince Lvov.
I call to order this meeting of the provisional government.
It's decided. Nicholas II must abdicate.
March 17th, 1917, Russia became a republic, and the Tsardom was ended.
Wow, that was so educational.
That was really good.
Sophie, you look so much like Alexander the Third.